first question I have, do I call you Ian, Dr. Smith? What do you like to be called?
Ian or Dr. Ian?
Dr. Ian, it's a pleasure. I first found out about you through Celebrity Fit Club, like a lot of people. And through my day job, I see you on the Rally Health videos all the time. So it's one of those things where we see you constantly, whether or not we want to. So congratulations on this new book. How long did it take for you to put it together?
Well, the Metflex Diet really is a book that has an interesting origin. So many people would hit me up on Facebook or Instagram and they would say, hey, Dr. Ian, I'm doing all the right things that you say. I'm eating better, I'm moving better, and I still can't get the number on the scale to move. And so I'm doing some research and I come across a term called metabolic flexibility. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Basically, metabolic flexibility is the body's ability to be able to efficiently burn two of the major types of fuel easily. So the body likes to burn carbs and fats. Sometimes the body can burn carbs well and not fats. Sometimes it can burn fats well and not carbs. So in that particular instance, when you can only burn one or the other, I call that having your metabolism being stuck. And the idea behind my Metflex diet is we're going to unstick your metabolism, because the reason people weren't losing weight is not because they were doing the wrong thing. Their metabolism was stuck. So this is a 6-week program that unsticks your metabolism. And now when you see carbs, you can burn those carbs. When you see fats, you can burn those fats. So it's really allowing your body to have the flexibility to burn whatever you're eating.
How does this compare to prior books you've written? I would have to assume continued learning is a big process and part of who you are and what you are. So in other words, do you read some of your old stuff and go, what was I thinking?
Well, it's interesting, yes. And some of the science has changed. For example, we always believed that at the age of 30, that your metabolism just fell off the cliff.
Right.
Like, boom, you're gone. Not true. Come to find out, between the ages of 20 to 60, your metabolism is relatively stable. Who knew that? So it's not about the speed of your metabolism for a lot of people. It's about this metabolic inflexibility that you have and don't realize it, but that you can change. It's interesting. So with all my programs, I always do a Facebook group. I give them early access to the plan to get feedback from them. And so the name of the group is called Metflex Diet. So people should join us now. I'm in the group interacting with you. I do 2 Zoom coaching sessions free every single week for the members of the group. And it's very interactive. But what I learned from them was, number one, they lost up to 20 pounds in 6 weeks. The average weight loss was about 14 pounds. They dropped between 8 to 10 inches in 6 weeks. And beyond that, and those are big numbers, by the way, but beyond that, some people lowered their blood pressure, their cholesterol levels, their glucose levels. They lowered some of their medications for these chronic conditions. And so writing it wasn't hard. It was a matter of getting and gathering information and incorporating the new science.
I have the book, but a quick answer that a lot of people are going to ask before they pick up the book: can they drink alcohol on the Metflex diet?
100%. This is the first program where I really said to people, it's okay to have alcohol. Now, you can't have it every day. You can't drink to overindulgence, but yes, you're going to be able to have alcohol on certain days, wine, a mixed drink, some beer. And what people have said about the program, and what I like about it, because that's how I wrote it, is how doable it is, how accessible it is. The food is affordable. The food is tasty. Sometimes you're going to have what I call fun foods. I don't say cheap foods. Sometimes fun foods. You're going to have pancakes and bacon. You're going to have pasta, some pizza, a steak. You're going to have these foods sometimes. And I think that is why people are sticking to the plan so well, because they're foods they enjoy. I'm just teaching them how to eat them in the right portion and at the right time, so they can still lose weight and become more metabolically flexible.
Now, over to you for a second. A lot of doctors, I should say almost every single doctor, never makes it to television and media and entertainment related success. When was it that you started to realize that you were just more than a person that would work in a private practice or a hospital?
When I was an intern in a hospital in residency. I started working at WNBC in New York City as an on-air doc. And it just kind of grew from a single appearance all the way to me becoming a national medical correspondent for the Today Show and Nightly News. So I guess back then I thought, well, this could be very interesting, but no one else. I mean, some people were doing it, but not a lot. It was very different. People thought it was weird that I was doing it. It wasn't something people looked up to at the time, believe it or not. When I would go on stories and try to get doctors to talk about their research, I wanted to interview them to talk about what they were doing. Many of them refused the interviews. Now you can't get doctors off of TV.
Right. I look at that evolution as being very similar to the chef, where nowadays the chef doesn't just want to own the restaurant. They want to have the cookbooks. They want to be on the morning shows and all that, which is the path that you cleared. So when exactly did it go from, hey, a 1 or 2 appearance kind of thing to realizing, hey, I'm going to be on TV a lot, so I need to keep things fresh?
Probably about a year and a half in. I went from 1 day to 2 days to 3 days, and it just kind of kept growing. And by the way, there was, like I said, there was no one really doing it where I was doing it. And so it was a wide open field. There were people smatterings throughout the country, but there weren't a lot of us doing it. And so I really had a wide open opportunity, and it just kept increasing. So about a year and a half in, I realized, wow, this may become the thing for me.
And here you are. So having finished this book and it's acclaimed and everyone wants to speak with you, does that make you go end on a high note, or could we see another book from you in a couple of years when you have your next discovery?
Couple of years. I got a book coming out in a month and a half.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I write novels. I write novels. So I write a mystery series that's based in Chicago. It's a really cool character named Ashe Cayne. And so the 3rd installment of that mystery series comes out on May 30th. It's called The Overnights, and it's a lot of fun. It's been optioned to become a television show. So that comes out May 30th. So I like to write 2 books a year. I like to do nonfiction, health related, and then I like to be creative and write mysteries and fiction. So I hope to be able to keep that publishing schedule for a while.
Okay, so that kind of blows my mind. The 2 books a year, plus the appearances, plus the speaking engagements, which may or may not be online because, hey, we all know about corporate gigs and private gigs and all that kind of stuff. How are you able to get so much done? Are you a big checklist, to-do list, calendar person? Is there a team of Dr. Ian? What's the deal?
Well, unfortunately, it's just me doing all this. But here's the thing. Pandemic was good to me in the sense that it gave me a lot of quiet time and focused time to write. I wrote 3 books during the pandemic. And so it really was very productive for me. Also, I'm a big compartmentalizer. Like, I can turn it off and turn it on. I can put it in a box and put it away, then go back and get it. And so I think my ability to compartmentalize allows me to move from different boxes in my life very fluidly and allows me to be productive.
Well, down to 2 quick questions, and then I'll let you go. And the first one is, putting you on the spot here, what have you eaten today and or had to drink?
I drank some lemon water while I was in the gym early this morning, and I have eaten, wow. I am fasting, so I haven't oh no, that's not true. I did do a fast, intermittent fasting, but I ate some strawberry yogurt, is what I had. And now I'm gonna have lunch, and I'm gonna eat some lean protein, maybe some salmon or some chicken.
On brand. And the last question, where does Dr. Ian stand on energy drinks?
I think that you have to be very careful with energy drinks. I think that some of them can be helpful, but there are so many processed and artificial ingredients in these drinks. You got to be careful. You got to be careful about the level of caffeine and the other things that they're putting in. So it's just one of those situations, buyer beware. I'm not going to knock or endorse any particular brand, but I will say that, if you're drinking energy drinks, do your homework on which is best for you and what their profile, their nutritional profile is like. These things have a lot of calories. Some of them have a lot of sugar and a lot of caffeine and other things that you don't want. So you just got to be careful. I understand the need for people wanting to have some type of energy boost, but you just have to be very careful where you're getting it from.
Unless there's a Dr. Ian energy drink in the works that's clean with the good ingredients, with the right amount of sugar. Is that something that we may eventually see?
Man, let me tell you something. My bandwidth is so stretched right now. I am at bandwidth between, as you say, doing appearances. I love writing my books. I have a family. So I'm at bandwidth, but I like what I'm doing. I like the space that I'm in. I love helping people. I like making things simple, affordable, and accessible. And the MetFlex diet, to me, with the recipes and the daily meal plan and the exercise instruction that doesn't require a gym membership, that's kind of how I like to work with the general public. And of course, my Facebook group, where I get to interact with people and do my Zoom sessions to coach them for free. So once again, join my Facebook. It's called MetFlex Diet, the name of the book. And on Instagram, I like to post a lot of workout videos, a lot of food videos. My Instagram is at Dr. Ian Smith. Spell the doctor out, I-A-N Smith.
You are a shining light, Dr. Ian. Thank you for being you, and looking forward to that fiction series, which I didn't know about. Thank you for the information about that as well.
I would love to talk to you about it. Thank you so much.
Paltrocast.